Big move in Bitcoin then, in contrast to all the notes I wrote pre-show, which were telling me that this was going to put Bitcoin under pressure.
The narrative that perhaps this launch of these political meme coins will sap flows from Bitcoin is showing us that it's really not the case this morning. If anything, it's just accelerated the momentum and the excitement around cryptocurrency under another Trump administration.
Hi, Gibble. What is all this FOMO about? Should I buy Bitcoin now?
Are you smoking your socks? You should rather watch my show. You should rather watch my show.
Right, welcome legends to another live stream. Let me just put this on here in the background, some ambient music. Smash up the like as the members are saying here in the live stream on your way in. If you're not already a subscriber, what are you waiting for? Subscribe to the channel for future notifications. Almost at 5,000 subscribers. Ooh, just feels like it's not coming, but it's almost there, right? And then when we're at 5,000 subscribers, you know, then 10,000 is the next goal. I remember when I got my first 1,000 subscribers here on this channel, I was just like, wow, that's absolutely amazing. And now we are almost at 5 times that amount. Absolute legends here in the live stream. I appreciate every single one of you, and as per the thumbnail, okay, let's keep it exciting, let's keep it a little bit light today. Let's run through a couple of altcoins, okay? So I'm going to do some quick technical analysis here on Bitcoin, because I mean Bitcoin is the king, and we need to understand, well, can the bullish momentum continue here to the upside? Are we going to get a crash here to the downside? What are more or less some of the what are some of the levels that I'm watching from a shorting and longing perspective? And right, then we will dive into some altcoins. Right, some of the altcoins I have on the list is Filecoin, is Umbrella. I see you guys are asking for those altcoins, and you know, we can look at the WXT token from weeks. Well, there's some real bullish news around that token, and I have to just disclaim something over here. I am not affiliated to any token in any way. I am not shilling you anything. All I'm doing is pure technical analysis, and we go through the bullish and the bearish case scenarios from a swing perspective, from a spot bag perspective, and potentially even from a day trading perspective. Okay, but I am more interested on the altcoins from a larger time frame perspective. Okay, so legends, by no means am I affiliated to any of the altcoins. Okay, right. If I'm buying something, it does not mean that you have to buy. If I'm selling something, it doesn't mean that you have to sell. Yeah, I do not give financial advice. At the end of the day, you are in control of your finances. You click the button, you click buy, you click sell, right? I'm just a crazy dude here on YouTube, entertaining you, I suppose, and providing loads of education. Obviously, that is the forefront of why I'm here, is educating, and so that we can stay profitable as traders. Right, BTC getting the pump. Yes, I was very interested in this range where we are right now, legends. So let's start off by doing some technical analysis here on the smaller time frame, okay? Usually I like to zoom out and see where we are from an oil painting perspective, but something very interesting happening here on the lower time frames, and something that I wanted to point out is let's zoom into the 15-minute time frame. Okay, so one thing I quickly want to check out, because I didn't check this, is almost tap the 0.88 over here. And if we tap that 0.88, I would have said, legends, there's a high chance that we are gonna fall here to the downside. Okay, well, maybe not that far, which I'll get to at in a moment. This morning, during my Legends Pro community update, I told the legends I am not interested just as yet. When price was over here, okay, I think price was over there, exactly over there, I told the legends I am not interested in longing here just as yet. because of a couple of things. If I take a Fibonacci from that little low to that little high that we made, so I'm basically looking at this structure. I'm looking at this structure. We tapped the 0.88. Okay, can you guys see? Right, then again, if I take a Fibonacci from this new low to the high, again, we tapped the 0.88. And I told the legends, I'm not interested in a long just as yet. I would actually like the price to come down a little bit further. Okay, and there was also bearish CVD building up against these pivots. There was bearish CVD specifically between those two pivots as well, of which the target is the low. So I would like the lows to be claimed again. And then drum roll, okay? This is exactly what played out. So let's play the price action out. Right, there we go. It's playing, it's playing. It's a little bit slow, but this is basically how it then played out. Okay, and I was like, okay, maybe it's gonna dump. Okay, now it's pumping again. Maybe it's gonna dump, but I was watching this low like a hawk. Okay, and then, did we claim it? Did we claim it? Not yet. Let's just let the price action play out and see what happened. Let me put it a bit faster over here. Let's do that. Okay, and then we had to pump here to the upside, but I see we didn't claim that low. I thought we did claim that low, but at least we claimed these two lows over here. So we got this very confusing price action here to the downside, which I thought actually claimed the low, but we made a perfect double bottom over here. Okay, but I am still not convinced. Yes, because now you can consider this a double bottom and price is just going to rampage here to the upside. And now, oops, now we got this little interesting dump over here. So now again, when I take my fib, okay, I would still like to go a little bit lower. Now when I take my fib from this pivot, from this little pivot to the high, okay, now we have tapped the 786. Because I'm trying to figure out, well, are we building a bullish structure here to the upside and this is the correction? Or are we starting to build impulses to the downside? This does kind of look like a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, and this could be the correction to the downside and we could be starting to form impulses back to the upside. We did not tap the 0.88, so this little pivot could have been it. Basically claimed the liquidity below that low, formed a beautiful double bottom, and also, okay, purely from a simplicity perspective, without going into too much detail, what Bitcoin decided to do over here is break the trend. Okay, so we had a nice breakout here to the upside. This is potentially the retest. You don't want to claim the 0.88 because then you increase the probability of claiming the low. So now the question is, what if this corrective structure is done? What if this corrective structure is done and we're going to start building impulses back to the upside? Firstly, I don't want to see us form any bearish CVD on the way up because this could be a 5, 3, 5 here to the upside and fall back down. And that is where I want to discuss my next trading opportunity. Right, so legends, for now, okay, we are still trading above the trend. So for now, it looks bullish. It looks like Bitcoin wants to continue here to the upside. Because that range low over there, legends, I mean, I have to, from a technical perspective, just point out the concerns that I have over here. Okay, the market is here to surprise us. It is leaving some nice wicks behind, which is usually a sign of strength. These little wicks, okay, let me switch off the magnet. Those wicks are usually a great sign of strength. That is buying power kicking in at the moment. Okay, so I need to give the bulls the benefit of the doubt. Like, what if we literally just formed a double bottom over here and we are now creating impulses back to the upside? Okay, so, but now the bearish case scenario is that we've tapped the range low multiple times. We've tapped it once, twice, thrice, which basically says any move away is most likely corrective and you're going to come and fill the inefficiency. okay, and fall down. And this is, I mean, this was potentially the best entry. The breakout, the retests are always better entries because it gives you a better entry. Instead of having an entry over here, you could have a tighter entry with your stop below the low, right? Those are usually the better entries. But there is a level above. If I take the scribble here out the way and I switch on my point of controls, there we go. We do have a point of control ever so slightly further to the upside, and also when I take a Fibonacci from the high to the low, okay, we have some confluence. Okay, we have a 50% Fibonacci level, we have a naked daily point of control, and we have this little pivot over here. So I want to see how price is going to react when we get to this level. There's not a lot of green volume at the moment. Okay, so I have to just point out the bearish and the bullish case scenarios over here. I would like to see some green volume starting to kick in at the moment, because if we're building a 1, 2, 3 here to the upside, you need to see green volume starting to increase over here. And for now, we have more red volume than green volume at the moment. Okay, in my case, purple volume. 𝗬𝗆𝘆𝗽𝗍 are smoking socks, brew. Bernie, yes, maybe. Right, ETH, please. I will have a look at Ethereum as well. We will do a little bit of a dive here into some of our favorite altcoins. And I mean, this is why some of the altcoins are popping at the moment. Some of the altcoins are up double figures already. Most of the altcoins are breaking out of trends. I have alarms going off left, right, and center. Okay, everyone, I see that there's still a lot of bearishness in the air in terms of Bitcoin. But it's a little bit of a mixed sentiment. You know, there's bearishness, there's bullishness, but there's always that scenario where Bitcoin surprises us, and what if, okay? When I look at this entire structure, what if this is a 1, 2, 1, 2, which is done? Beautiful 1, 2, 1, 2. It's done, and it's now starting to form the impulsive wave to the upside. If it creates a 5-wave structure over here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Woo! Okay. This move to the upside is not allowed to be a 5-wave structure. Okay, if you still want to come and claim the lows. If this is going to form a 3-wave structure to the upside, 1, 2, 3. Okay, expecting that rejection by the 50% Fibonacci level, claiming that pivot and the liquidity, and it forms only a 3-wave structure, there's a high chance we're going down lower. So there is, when I now take a fib from this low to the high, now we have some areas of confluence as well. We have the 0.618 together with this little juicy pivot that I will be watching for a swing failure pattern, because then this could be forming an A, B, C, done, and then it continues back to the upside. So legends, from a day trading perspective, all we actually care about is areas of confluence to make a trading decision. Okay, if we form a 3-wave structure here and reject in this zone with good risk management, I know that I have a high chance of taking the lows. This is definitely an area where I will start taking profits, and this is where I will close my position. That little move over there is more than enough for me to make a decent amount of profits. Right, legends, and that is basically the bullish case scenario, is to say that, okay, there's another extreme bullish case scenario, okay, is that what if the low is in? So if I take a trend-based fib from the high to the low over here, to the high, just to measure, well, where did the corrective structure come to an end? Well, it did hit a 1-to-1 extension, okay? So if this is an A, B, C here to the downside, okay, it did hit the 1-to-1 extension at $104,000. And there's a chance that the bulls can reclaim these areas in a 5-wave structure, ABC, and continue to the upside. Right, where the low is in. What if the low is in and we are going to start creating that third impulsive wave to the upside? So we just have to speak about, this is the most bullish case scenario that I see at the moment. The most bullish case scenario is that we have formed a 1-2, 1-2, and we are going to explode in a third wave here to the upside. What I would then do is I will take my FIB, my trend-based FIB from the low to go and measure, well, where potentially could this wave end, okay, to the high. I like this low, but I mean, okay, let's just use this one for now, because if this is the top of the impulse, this corrective structure is very short. It makes more sense to have a WXY, and so this is basically your 1, this is your 2, and this is your 1, 2, your new 1, 2, okay? And now we have the $111,000 there to the upside as a potential target. If things get really crazy here to the upside, definitely a target that I will be paying attention to. Okay, if you are in a long, definitely a profit-taking area. But it has to be said, okay, in the most bullish case scenario, if you form a 1, 2, 1, 2, okay, 1, 2, 1, 2, you usually get a 3, 4, 5, 4, 5. So there's some trading opportunities over there with a nice little trend line, playing the breakouts to the upside, taking profits by the highs. And then, I mean, once you have those 3 peaks, that's usually where price starts to roll over. Okay, we all know the 3 peaks. What happens when you see 3 peaks? You short the top of the peak from an SFP perspective, especially if you have some confluence, or you short this little high over here. When price gets acceptance back below that high, that's usually when I'm interested in a short with my stop above the high. And your profit taking area, when you see 3 peaks to the upside, is always this low. Okay, that's the rule for the strategy. Right, legends, I don't know if it's an official rule for that strategy, but I have back tested it, and I'm telling you now, it happens 9 out of 10 times. Okay, and I can actually show you guys. Right, what happened over here? You have 3 peaks, and right, it actually claimed these lows over here. So after this peak's low, it needs to claim, which it did. It actually claimed it after the second peak already, but you have your 3 peaks, you get acceptance back below the low, you get the point, right? It took long, and there was your TP area for this strategy. And they play out on all the time frames. There was also 3 peaks over there, that was your low, it claimed the low on the smaller time frames. There was 3 peaks over there, your profit taking area was the low, and right, we almost took it, but at least we took that low over there. But they literally play out on all the time frames. 3 peaks, you're almost guaranteed to get a reversal to come and claim the lows. Right, so legends, I don't want to spend too much time here on the price of Bitcoin. I'm sure these scenarios are still fresh from yesterday's and this week's live streams. Basically, nothing has changed. I will still consider an SFP from this little high over here. So I'm just highlighting where I potentially see the rejections taking place. Still, I love this zone over here above the highs in confluence with a 786 when I take a FIB from this high to this low. Okay, so if things get really punchy here to the upside, I still want to see how price is going to react in that zone. We have to acknowledge, okay, the trend is your friend until the very end. And so far, momentum is to the upside. You have a low and you have a higher low. So it is still in your best interest to rather look for longs, because you want to trade with the trend. So when I'm pointing out, I will consider an SFP from this high, or I will consider an SFP from this high, or even that $111,000 area by the 1.618, okay? Don't be that person that just tries, as price is pumping, you try and short every single level and you get stopped out multiple times. And then when the price is over here, you realized, well, what if I just looked for longs to the upside? Then I would have had winning trades. And yes, it is in your best interest to look for longs because the trend is up. Okay, so rather try and focus to look for longs than for shorts while the trend is moving to the upside. So yes, these are areas of interest from a shorting perspective, but I can tell you guys now, when I place a short in an uptrend, I am extremely aggressive. I have very good risk management and I use less capital because I know that I'm playing against the momentum. Okay, so you have to be very selective with shorts. It's always in your best interest to look for longs. So if I go back onto this little structure over here, okay, let's take that line out the way. I'm still very much interested in, if I take a fib from this little pivot to the high, so now I'm basically looking at this structure over here. So I'm now looking at this structure, this impulse, okay? Because if we're forming a bullish structure here to the upside, 1, 2, okay, 1, 2, you basically, now I want to see, well, where can this corrective structure for this impulse end? Also, I just want to quickly look at it from a timing perspective. So take my time fib from the low to the high. And all I'm trying to do over here is to see that, well, was this low made before the 0.382? Yes, it was. It was actually almost a beautiful 1-to-1 extension over here. So there's a chance that this impulse has already corrected itself based on time. There's a chance, okay? Remember, corrective structures also like to be longer than the impulses, but at least it has finished after the 0.382 and actually a beautiful 1-to-1 extension. And some people ask me, Dewald, what do you mean 1-to-1 extension? It basically means if this impulse took 3 days, for argument's sake, the impulse took 3 days. That is a 1-to-1 extension. 3 days, 3 days. 3 days, 6 days. 3 days, 9 days. Okay? That's basically, it measures how long from a timing perspective the impulse took and how long from a timing perspective the corrective structure took. Right, legends, and remember to smash up the like button while I provide education here on the live stream. Dewald, yes, I know, guys. I'm going to look at altcoins in a moment. Let me just wrap up the technical analysis here on Bitcoin first, okay? I'm going to get to ETH and I'm going to get to a lot of other altcoins as well. So hold on to your panties. I'm getting there. Right, Irina, welcome to the live stream. ETH pumped, legends. Yes, I know ETH is pumping. There's many other altcoins that are also pumping. And I have done technical analysis yesterday on ETH, the day before. And also with the Fed press conference, I did a deep dive on Ethereum. So I know exactly what ETH is doing at the moment, right? We can go and check it out in a moment. And if you have been checking out those live streams, especially during the Fed press conference, I analyzed that structure in detail. And there was a trading opportunity. If you didn't take it and now you want to FOMO in, you're too late. You're too late. You missed it, okay? Unless you have a FOMO strategy. Right, let's just wrap it up over here, legends. So yeah, that is basically the trading setup that I'm looking at over here. Legends, from a larger time frame perspective, I'm not going to go through all the scenarios now because I see everyone wants to. I'm going to hold on to Dewald's panties. I know if I say something here on the stream, you guys just pull me out, right? How to set up fifth time and where to place it. I will, if there's some time, I will explain that in detail because I am going to use the time for quite a lot during the technical analysis on some of our favorite altcoins. It's an extremely powerful tool. Right, legends. So now, okay, there's a chance. We just have to acknowledge that there's a chance that, let me just take these point of controls out the way. There's a chance in the most bullish case scenario that we have built a 1, 2, 1, 2, and we could get some fireworks here to the upside. It definitely, the structure has the chance to do that. Okay. From a bearish case perspective, you actually want price, not ideally to take this high and maybe even reject here by this pivot. So from a bearish case perspective, okay, a good technical analyst always has a bullish and a bearish case scenario. I am still looking at this case, this scenario over here. When you take a fib from the high to the low point that we have over there, okay, ideally your second wave over here, okay, has a maximum target of the 786. This is why I will still consider a short from these highs, because you could, from a bearish case perspective, still be forming a 1, 2, okay, then all I'll do is I'll move the trend over there, okay, and then the contracting diagonal becomes a little bit more contracting, which is perfectly fine. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Correction done, we go back up. Okay, but I have to point out, this corrective structure, even though it could play out, can still be bullish for altcoins. Because when Bitcoin grinds sideways, this is basically sideways. This is sideways. It's just a little bit down, but there's downwards momentum, there's upwards momentum, there's downwards momentum. It doesn't necessarily have to be bearish for altcoins, especially if dominance drops. Yes, it's the big dumps that we need to be scared of. Like, you know, some people are saying, Dewald, I think, you know, double top here on the larger time frames. I think we're going down, right? We have formed this double top over here, and it's just a matter of time, and we're going to go to $85,000. Yes, a big move like that will definitely, you know, cause some havoc in the altcoin space. But I do think that this scenario, from where price is at the moment, has a very low probability. And I can go through the reasons and tell you guys and show you the structures that I'm looking at. But a dump from where we are right now to do this to the downside and come and claim the low at $90,000 or $89,000 has a low probability. Yes, the market is here to surprise us, but it does have a low probability to play out. There is a higher chance, looking at this structure, okay, for this 5/5 wave over here, or a flat. Let me do this. Okay, clean up the, let me take this out the way. Just want to see what I need to clean up. Okay, take that out the way. Okay, there is a higher chance for these two corrective structures that I have on the chart right now. There's a much higher chance to form an A, B, C, then you get the dump, then you get the dump. That's perfectly fine. You reject here in this box, and I've gone through the scenario many times. There's a higher chance for an ABC flat than just to fall from down from where we are right now. And there's also a higher chance for this contracting ending diagonal where you form 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You end it over here. Very interesting level. I have spoken about this level multiple times. If price had to find weakness maybe above these highs, okay, to form that 3, 4, 5, and then we rock it, or if we come and sweep up the liquidity, then we rock it. Between these two scenarios, it's 50-50. But these two scenarios at the moment for me has the highest probability. Then there's the most bullish case scenario, which I just have to share with everyone. Because Dewald, what if price just, like the bull market continues, green volume starts kicking in, it just smashes like this through this level like a hot knife through butter? Well, then, legends, the only thing that we can speculate on then is, let me go back here onto the 4-hour time frame, take this out the way, clean this up, boom, right. Okay, then the low is in a WXY. I can't remember exactly. WXY. The low is in, and we are starting to build impulses back to the upside. Okay. There is a very low probability for this low to be in, and that is why I'm still looking at those two corrective structures. But I mean, we are in bull cycle territory. The market is here to surprise us, but I do think even this most bullish case scenario still carries higher probability for price just to fall from where it is right now. I first want price to claim the highs, then I will say, okay, now after we've claimed the highs and we reject over here, now we can go and take the lows. But not a high chance to claim the lows from where we are right now. Okay. Nothing's ever guaranteed. I just have to discuss the probabilities. So, legends, that is basically what I see here on the price of Bitcoin. 30-minute and technical analysis here on Bitcoin, and usually I would spend an hour over here, right, on Bitcoin, analyzing the chart and the price action. For the bulls out there, I mean, what you want to see. For the bulls, okay, let me go here onto the 8-hour time frame. If you are a bull and you believe the low is in, this is the scenario that we are looking at. Okay, so let me zoom in so that everyone can see what I've got over here. We have a 1, 2, 3, okay. The 4 is in, and we are now busy building the fifth wave to the upside. So this is now the scenario that you are potentially looking at from a bullish perspective. The low is in and we are going to continue. As a technical analyst, I cannot write off this scenario. Okay, if let's say we get the flat, we go back up and we reject, and then we fall down. Beautiful trend over here. Beautiful, beautiful trend. Okay, because I'm not sure how to explain it so that it makes 100% sense. This trend, this steep trend over here, okay, I have connected with this pivot and this pivot, which is the red structure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which means it could have corrected using this trend. If price takes the trend, it breaks the trend to the downside, it then means that this structure is basically completed. Okay, it's finito, and now this structure becomes active, where you take a trend from this low to this low, which means that this one will now provide support and get the bounce to the upside. We just don't know whether the low is going to be there or whether the low is going to be there. There's a point that I was trying to make with that, but I'm just struggling to portray it perfectly so that everyone understands it. But I will spend some time with that, and I'll do it during the next live stream. So legends, for the bulls, basically it's simple. For the bulls, this needs to be a 1, 2, and we're going to rock and roll here to the upside. Face melting price action, volume needs to start increasing. Okay, we need to see some high volume. At the moment, volume is still tapering down. There's no real volume supporting an explosive move here to the upside. So the bulls need to step in, and buying pressure needs to kick in aggressively. Because if we are going to continue moving up here, even claim the high, and we continue moving up here, and volume continues to decrease here at the bottom, there's a high chance, a very high chance, that you're going to roll over and take the low again. As long as volume can support the momentum to the upside, then it's going to look very different. It's going to look much more bullish. But at the moment, there's just no volume. It's actually very disappointing, the volume here at the moment. It's just falling down. Okay, so we need the bulls to step in with some buying pressure. Right, so legends, that is the technical analysis here on Bitcoin. Okay, I have my trading plan. I know exactly where to long, where to short. I'm not in any Bitcoin trade at the moment, but I am in a couple of altcoin trades. Okay, so legends, now let's smash up the like button, and remember, weeks down in the description. Most of the altcoins, 99% or even 100% of the altcoins that I'm about to discuss, can be bought on weeks. You get 50% discount on your trading fees, and that does really significantly improve your profits, so that you don't, give your profits away to the exchange from a trading fee perspective. All you need is an email and a password, and I've got Bluffin as well. All you need is an email and a password, and the more you trade with these two exchanges, the more money gets airdropped into your account. So how wonderful is that? You make money just by trading, like you would usually do. So support the channel, go sign up. I've organized you guys the best deal at the moment. Right, before I jump off weeks, interesting to note, I just want to check here how many tokens are going to be burnt. Something curious to note over, just want to check my 4 billion, is it 4 billion? 4 billion WXT tokens will be burned in Q1 of 2025. So what's interesting about the WXT token, I told you guys there's no technical analysis to be done over there. There was your break of the trend. I mean, if you want to play the breakout, it's almost at the highs at the moment, but you can see buying pressure is starting to kick in. So I'm just sharing with you guys, I have bought some WXT tokens. I have no affiliation with the week's native token over here. Okay, I do not benefit in any way by you buying this token. The reason I bought the token is that it unlocks certain benefits on the week's exchange by how many week's tokens you hold. And I have bought some week's tokens in this zone. Okay, I bought some week's tokens, and I actually bought a little bit more this morning, okay, when I saw that message that they are burning 4 billion WXT tokens just in Q1, and they will keep on burning tokens right in the future. So for me, I'm just accumulating WXT tokens over here to unlock future benefits, because I am using the weeks as a daily exchange to do my day trading. So I want to maximize and get all of the benefits and the cheapest trading fees, and you know, the what is those launch pools, and you know, airdrops, whatever the case, whatever they have launched in the future, they must probably going to require you to have some WXT tokens to participate in those events, because I know that that's happened on previous exchanges as well. Bybit used has his native token. 𝗖𝗺𝗃 has a native token. It's like all these exchanges have native tokens, and the more of that token that you hold, the more benefit you get from that exchange. So I'm just sharing with you guys, I did buy some WXT tokens, and I'll you know, and I know it had 100% pump here to the upside, but I don't care, because I'm not buying WXT to make money. I'm buying WXT so that I can unlock the benefits and use weeks to its full potential. That's why I'm buying WXT tokens. Okay, but yes, there is the financial benefit as well that comes as a result of that, and especially because of the news that I've received that they are burning 4 billion WXT tokens, and they will continue to burn tokens, which makes the token deflationary, which is usually good for the end result. Right, legends, Filecoin. Let's dive into Filecoin. Can also be traded on spot and on leverage on weeks. So I spent a little bit of time over here on Filecoin. Ooh, it's breaking out over there. I was tracking this little small trend. It's breaking out. It's breaking out. It's breaking out. There's not a lot of volume kicking in at the moment. Okay, I would like to see some more green volume, but I mean, it's breaking the trend, and that's where you apply your trading strategy. Stop below the low, you pray the breakout, you aim at least, okay, from a day trading perspective, you at least want to take profits when you tap this trend, because you could get a rejection that takes the low again. And if you don't pay yourself, okay, if it successfully breaks out, okay, and it starts consolidating above this line, there's another breakout. Okay, then you play that breakout where I will typically add to my position. So if I have an entry over here and I play that breakout, it will drag my entry up ever so slightly, which means I can still protect my position and benefit from a better position here to the upside. So it's a more complicated trading strategy, but I mean, I like to talk about it because it is something that I often do. But looking at Filecoin here on the 12-hour time frame, okay, the most bullish case scenario, okay, let's talk about the bullish case scenario, is that maybe this was a WXY corrective structure. I cannot count an impulse to the downside properly, okay, because I cannot count this as a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Can't, because this went too high. Then it becomes an expanding triangle, which is very rare. Okay, so the only conclusion that I have here on Filecoin is to say that, well, here's the time fib again. Okay, you take your time fib from the low. The lowest point of this structure is over there. You click once, then I go to the highest point of the structure and I double click, because you have to click 3 times. Okay, now I can see, based on this impulse to the upside, the corrective structure is way past the 1-to-1 extension, almost at the 2 extension, which tells me, well, it's about time, right? It's about time that you start doing something here to the upside. You had a beautiful impulse, you did not take the low, so from a Fibonacci perspective, we can also see that we found support here by the 786, and also a very important RS flip. Guys, I know it looks messy, okay? I know it looks messy, but I want to zoom into the smaller time frames, and I want to just show you. So Filecoin had a beautiful accumulation zone in this zone, okay? This is where you actually needed to build your position. But nonetheless, if you did not build your position over here, you had the breakout of this accumulation zone. You broke out with nice high volume. That is what's important, okay? Nice breakout here with high volume, and you've had a correction going down in volume. That is a bullish sign. But now you've also done an RS flip. Very interesting. You've done an RS flip. This was resistance. You broke out. You came back down. And now you have flipped resistance into support. So does it have a chance to rampage here to the upside? Yes, it does. Okay, it has a chance. And it has a big chance to do that. But, we all want ETH Legends, not Filecoin or Rune. Okay, I actually got a lot of requests for Filecoin before the live stream. So I am going to finish the technical analysis here on Filecoin. Right, then we can go and look at ETH. And right, Legends. So now the bearish case scenario. Quickly just want to discuss the bearish case scenario, and then we can go and have a look at ETH. Okay, we can go and have a look at ETH. Bearish case scenario is in a WXY corrective structure. In a WXY corrective structure, your minimum target is usually the 0.618 that I have highlighted over here, and we have not tapped it. So that is a little bit concerning. But at least the Y wave as a minimum requirement has taken the low of W. So I just need to play out the bearish case scenario as well. Do not bank on it. It's never ever guaranteed in the market that it's okay, right, we rock and roll here to the upside. We don't look back. What if it pumps? It rejects by the trend, or it makes a double top over here. It looks like it breaks out. It makes a double top and it falls down, and it then comes to the 0.618 level. So all I'm trying to highlight over here is that even if Filecoin comes back down, there's another very interesting level at $3.8, which will then look better as a WXY corrective structure that taps the 0.618, which is a very common Y wave structure target. Okay, so that concludes the analysis here on Filecoin. It is breaking local trend here at the moment. The only time, okay, where we will know for sure that whether there's better probabilities for momentum to continue to the upside is it needs to claim that high. And that high is still very far away at $5.9. Once Filecoin does this and it claims the high, now you have made a higher high. And if you come back down, that is potentially your best buying opportunity, retesting the trend where you're now forming a higher low and you start to change market structure to the upside. Okay, so let's go and have a look at ETH. There we go. Okay, it's breaking out. It's breaking out. Okay, we did speak about this scenario. Beautiful bounce, and you know, Legends, the one thing I've always highlighted when I look at ETH, you can go and look at any video that I've made, any live stream that I have made on ETH. I said this low looks great because it claimed the liquidity below. I really like this low over here because it claimed the liquidity below. Okay, and I've said that multiple times, right? So, and then when we had the press conference and the Fed interest rate decision, I looked at this structure over here. Okay, so, and I said, this is what I said exactly. I'm going to quote myself. As long as the 786 can hold as support, it has a chance for upwards momentum. The high that needs to be claimed is this one. This is the high that needs to be claimed. Not this one, this one. Okay, because you have a high, you have a low. So that is the high that needs to be broken on ETH to show signs that it's changing market structure back to the upside. So if you have missed the pump and the breakout over here, if you have, I even had the small little trend, yeah, on the smaller time frame, 4-hour time frame. Okay, I told everyone, I still have my alarm over there as well. I told everyone, this is the breakout that I'm watching. You know, if you want to play along here on ETH, that is the breakout. To catch the breakout before it happens. Because now you can already protect your position. Now you have a free, if you played this breakout, you now have a free trade because you could protect your position. and you just ride the momentum to the upside. Okay, so I mean, it is breaking out, it's breaking trend, it looks great. If you've missed the breakout, you don't know what to do, you need to wait for price to slow down and build a consolidation area. I would be more interested in ETH if it breaks out and it claims the high. Once ETH claims that high, any retracement and a choppiness basically into the downside becomes a great buying opportunity. It's most likely going to form another trend, and guess what? You can play that breakout. Okay, I do not FOMO into trades. If I have missed a breakout, I wait, I sit on my hands and I go look at something else that I can trade. Okay, I will rather want to see price slow down and start consolidating, because in that consolidation, most likely what will happen is you will form a beautiful trend and you can play the breakout to the upside with good risk management. Okay, I am not a FOMO trader and I don't YOLO into trades. Not my trading strategy. Okay, you guys can see I've got more alarms going off here. I have hundreds of alarms on some of my favorite altcoins. Okay, Rune always sound good for a TA since it's at very low price. Right. 88 Legends, what I'm going to do, Dewald, can you take a look at Zeke Chain? Okay, you guys are going to absolutely shower me with altcoin requests. I know. I have a list that I would like to run through. Okay, and if there's still some time left, I will take some altcoin requests from everyone over here. I will more than likely go through an altcoin that you are also interested in. So I do have a long list and I'm going to see how far I get. And maybe what I'll do is over the weekend, tomorrow or on Sunday, I will continue the marathon and we can go look at more altcoins. Legends, there are more than 15,000 altcoins. Okay, it's impossible for me to look at everything, and I like to focus on altcoins that has a lot of data, meaning it's been around for a little bit longer. Okay, because it makes it easier from a technical analysis to determine where it could potentially go. If you are asking me to look at an altcoin that got launched a week or 2 weeks or 3 weeks ago, there's nothing for me to analyze from a technical perspective. All you can do is close your eyes and hope for the best. Okay, right, so let's dive. Also, next on the list, I wanted to quickly look at Umbrella, and I'm going to go quick, Legends. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on every single altcoin. Okay, Umbrella, right? I've seen a lot of people are asking about Umbrella, and I'm basically doing some of these altcoins based on requests. It's not just because I want to look at these altcoins. Umbrella is very interesting when you put it on the logarithmic scale. Then the structure makes beautifully sense. Okay, you have found the low over here, you have broken out of a major trend, you have formed a bullish pennant, and this, whatever is happening over here, looks like it is shifting momentum back to the upside. So for me, Umbrella is still in a great load up zone. When I zoom into this structure over here, okay, this is the floor. Okay, it's the floor. It is in buy zone for me at the moment. It actually ever so slightly tapped the buy zone area. You can see where my entry is. Okay, my entry is at, without all the zeros, 7.8 is the price currently. That is my average entry. You can see just above this little box over here. That's the trend that I'm tracking, like I've been tracking this trend over here. So once it breaks out over here, it's most probably going to be bullish, and most probably continue to the upside. So that is quick and dirty technical analysis on Umbrella. When you look at Umbrella on the regular scale, it is very confusing. It doesn't make any sense. How on earth do you do technical analysis on this? It just looks like a pump and dump, pump and dump, pump and dump. But very interestingly, when you take it to logarithmic, the picture changes completely. Okay, now the chart makes sense. You fell down, you found the floor where selling pressure is getting exhausted, it broke out from a trend, it formed a bullish pennant to the downside, it has now broken out, okay, and it looks like momentum is starting to shift. Yes, it can still rock and roll, it can still go sideways for much longer, but I do like the round formation and I do like the bullish signs that I see over here. So a little bit of technical analysis on Umbrella. Remember, guys, it's a low cap. It is a high risk token. Okay, I have very little capital deployed into this project. It's not something that I will go aggressive on. Okay, but I mean, I just wanted to show you guys the technical analysis. Now let's go to Link. I know some of the charts looks messy because I haven't created folders for every single chart. Okay, if I have to create a folder for 200 altcoins and put them in nicely and sort them, it's just going to take me too long. So excuse the mess. That's what I'm basically saying over here. Please excuse the mess. But there is logic behind my madness, right? So when I draw with my pencil, it will make a lot more sense. So for Link, what I'm seeing over here is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 impulse have completed. I do see this entire structure over here as a wave 1. We had a beautiful correction in a wave 2, and now, okay, you want to now see magic price action here to the upside. And yes, dare I say that Link has the potential to hit $100. It does have the potential. I don't know how aggressive the bull market is going to continue here to the upside, but this is a logarithmic target, and logarithmic targets are usually way more bullish than regular targets. So I will not bank on that level, but if we do hit it, you heard it here on this channel. Okay. So from a conservative perspective, looking at the structure on the regular scale, okay, this is what I'll be looking at. Is you have now potentially formed a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It has a chance that it can come and tap the 1.618 at $38. That is my conservative target on Link. Okay. Also, you will see that I have a trend. If it breaks out, okay, it bounced perfectly there at the 0.618. I can see it bounce, and that's also where my invalidation is. Okay, bounced perfectly here on the 0.618. So I mean, that is the momentum now you want to track. Okay, so guys, I'm just doing quick analysis. I can go and do deep dives and go and count all the ways from a detailed perspective and assess the probabilities of, you know, is the low in, is this perhaps a WXY? Definitely a chance, you know, Link can reject over here and fall back to the downside, claim the low, stop everyone out, and then continue momentum to the upside. And then it's going to form a 112 to the upside, which is actually more bullish. Okay, so the deeper the correction, actually the more bullish it is here for Link. The fact that it has found support here by the 0.618, okay, has the chance that it could potentially break out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It has a chance. It has a chance. Okay, just keep an eye on the trend. Make sure that your alarms are set. Remember, Link can be traded on weeks as well. Let's go. TIA. Oh, I mean, it's a little bit late now. Okay, TIA has found the floor. Selling pressure is exhausted. It's made a double bottom. This is what I really like. TIA has made a double bottom. That's usually a nice bullish sign. Really nice bullish sign. TIA has made a double bottom. This was the trend that I was tracking. So if I go here onto the 1 hour time frame, TIA has broken out. Okay, so now you have to wait for consolidation. I actually bought TIA way lower. Okay, there was a trend over there. I played that breakout. Okay, I played that breakout. My stop was below the low, didn't get stopped out, and now it continued. So now I don't have to worry about building a position here because I have an entry over here. Okay, my stop loss is still below the low. I haven't protected my position just as yet, but now TIA has broken out. Okay, so TIA looks great, guys, but remember now, just remember, you might look at this and say, oh man, I missed it. Should I still get in? It's kind of forming this parallel channel here to the upside. Okay, zoom out. If you go onto the daily time frame, look at where TIA is. Okay, I get comments from people saying, is it too late to buy? Well, you tell me. look at where TIA still is. I mean, from a spot back perspective. Okay, no financial advice, guys. I mean, as always, no financial advice, but you're buying in the right place. Okay, I feel like I am buying in the right place. I can see selling pressure is getting exhausted. It's not losing the box. Okay, and when you come to the bottom of the box and everyone is too scared to buy, that's usually where you're supposed to buy. Okay, so if you're looking at this over here and saying that, oh, I missed it, and TIA is one of your favorite projects, just zoom out and look at where we are in the structure. Your risk to reward is absolutely insane. Okay, I mean, things can get crazy when alt season really starts stepping in and dominance starts collapsing to the downside. There's nothing preventing TIA from doing this. Just claims the high, just rampages here to the upside like it did over here. It just continues, okay, in almost a straight line to the upside, right? And then you're going to look at the structure, and I'm saying this because this is the case for many altcoins. You're going to look at a coin like TIA over here and think to yourself, fuck, if only I bought there, but I thought I missed it. Okay, there's always a chance for a bearish case scenario, okay, but purely from a technical perspective, you have less risk, okay? You have less risk buying over here than buying over there. Because once you buy over there, you know, if price falls, like you're going to clean out your account. That's a massive dump, okay? 84, 90% dump to the downside. It's just, you know, when I see price action like this, where a token has potentially found the floor, it looks great. Right, let's go. Let's go. GRT. Oh man, GRT also broke local trend. Legends, I did not trade all of these altcoins. I've got a couple of entries, day trading setups. I've also got some swing positions open on some of my favorite altcoins. I have seen many alarms go off during the night while I was sleeping this morning, yesterday. I cannot trade all the altcoins because I like to manage my trades. I like to build my positions on the way up. I like to add to my positions when I see breakouts and strength to the upside. It is very difficult to do that when you have 10 or 20 altcoin trades open. From a spot bag perspective, I mean, I don't care, right? I've got many alts in my spot bag perspective, and I'm just leaving that, right? I'm not trading that. But I mean, there was the breakout, okay? There was the breakout. Now it's just finding, and it's most probably going to come to this trend next. It's most probably going to come to this trend yet. And if it breaks out, right, could potentially be a breakout, retest, it builds a trend, you play the breakout here to the upside. So depending on which token you are bullish on, you can also day trade those tokens. Because I can tell you guys now, if I had to get into this GRT trade, and I played the breakout over here with my stop below the low, that to me is already TP1, TP2, TP3. Done. I'm out from a day trading perspective. From a spot bag perspective, you just leave it. Okay, you don't care. So you need to decide what type of trader are you. Right, so GRT, but I mean the nice thing is it's broken local trend. This is the local trend that it's broken. I think it's going to get some fireworks once it breaks this trend successfully. If GRT had to successfully break out from this trend, we're going to see some fireworks, especially if it claims that high. Okay? And you can be very, very, very patient. You wait for this. And you're going to have people FOMO in here. Definitely, you're going to have people FOMO. Retail is going to FOMO in here. And then what happens is it goes down. It retests the trend. But guess what? It's made a higher high and it's made a higher low. Dewald will be paying attention over there. I do not buy the FOMO. I wait for the fear. I want to buy the fear when everyone thinks the altcoin season is not going to happen and it's over. If this had to happen, everyone's going to say no more altcoin season. It was short-lived. It's not going to happen. Dewald's going to be there buying up the fear. Right, next up we've got 𝗖𝗿𝘆𝗽𝗍. I'm not sure if any of you have 𝗖𝗍𝗃. Okay, also, can you guys see the similarity? They're all breaking out local trends over here, all breaking out of local trends. And if you did not keep a keen eye, and if you have not been paying attention in class over here, where I teach the D-line strategy, tracking the momentum, okay, hope you haven't missed the breakout on your favorite altcoin, because I mean, look at how beautiful this happened. It breaks out, it came back for a beautiful retest, and now it's continuing momentum to the upside. Stunning. I mean, it's just such a beautiful trade, okay? And that's the same thing that happened on 𝗖𝗿. I actually have, I'm currently in a 𝗖𝗿 swing trade. I have a spot bag of 𝗖𝗿, and I took a day trade, okay, which has now been running for 3 days already. It's uncommon for me to have a day trade, and maybe that day trade is also going to turn into a swing trade. But on 𝗖𝗿, for example, okay, this was the let me just undo that because I moved that FIP. Okay, now when I zoom in here, 4-hour time frame, let's go to the 1-hour time frame. This is what I was looking at, okay, and I'm hoping that I'm teaching you guys here something as well. I was looking at this trend, and then we broke out. Beautiful retest. That is where I bought in. My alarm went off over here. I didn't wake up for this alarm, or I was doing something. I didn't hear this alarm. And then when it came back for retest, my alarm went off, and I was like, okay, I'm in. Stop below the low. I'm going to take profits over here, and I'm going to take profits over here. Almost now at my second profit-taking area from a day trading perspective. Okay. I do have my swing trade open as well, and I do have my spot bag. This to me was actually, I want to get in, get out. Okay, this is where I'm going to close my position on 𝗖𝗿 from a day trading perspective. Okay, yes, it can go higher. I don't care. I don't care if it goes higher. Then my spot bag benefits and my swing trade benefits. But from a day trading perspective, I don't want to lose all these profits that I've made to the upside, and it comes back down. Maybe it retests and then it continues. I don't want to lose profits. I want to maximize my profits. I will have another trade over here, play the breakout back to the upside if this had to play out. Ooh, right, legends. Let's go. GRT, 𝗖𝗿𝘆𝗽𝗁𝗃, Myro. I don't want to look at Myro. I'm just going to skim through some of them. You know, Moon River. Oh, I'm massively bullish on Moon River. Low cap, high. You know, Degen. This is like, guys, these are Degen coins. You can see where my spot entry is at $9.4. That is my spot entry on Moon River. Okay, currently a little bit in profits, but what I love about Moon River over here is that, okay, it has broken trend. It's formed a bullish pennant. This little breakout over here could potentially be epic and come and claim this high over here that we formed during December. From where the price is now to the high is a 3.5x. I'm more than happy with the 3.5x. But I mean, it has a chance to go higher. Definitely it has a chance. I mean, if you look at the entire structure on Moon River, whatever is happening over here just looks like a straight line. Okay, I mean, look at where the high is. I don't know whether Moon River has it in itself to go and claim the high again, but I do know where to take profits on the way up. Okay, TP1, TP2, TP3, and I'll most likely get out over here because there's massive resistance over there. You guys can see support, you lost it, resistance. This is a massive area over here, and I will most likely, if we do get at $239, it's most likely the zone where I will just say I'm out if we do get there. Okay, but I will be taking profits on the way up. I want to see what it looks like from a logarithmic perspective. Oh, I mean, this is just guys, I'm not saying that momentum is just going to continue here to the upside. I'm saying that I have my trading strategy, I have my trend lines, and based on the price action, I will make a trading decision. I will get in, I will get out, and with some of them, I'll also build some swing positions. One of the swing positions that I have open at the moment is on 𝗖𝗿, okay, and AR, right? I still have my... No, actually, I got stopped out of AR. Sorry, I got stopped out of AR, but I still have a massive spot bag of AR. Right, so Moon River looks juicy. This looks like, you know, it's forming that initial wave to the upside. This is corrective, and it's starting to change momentum, and it's most likely going to start you know, going back to the upside. I don't know if it's going to come back to $500, the ultimate highs. I have no idea, but I do know, okay, I have profit-taking areas. That high, definitely where I'll take profits. That high, I will take significant profits. And anything after that will be a little moon bag that I will decide where I'm going to cash that out. Okay. Especially when Bitcoin starts stopping out. Right, Link. Why do I... Oh, Link. Oh, is Link going to break out of that major trend? That would be absolutely insane. Right, Legends, remember to smash up the like button. No spamming, please, Legends. What is happening? Everyone asking for their favorite altcoin. I can just imagine. No spamming, please, Legends. I sniped the 1.618 with a Luggle double top. I'm in a short on BTC. What is BTC doing? Is it still pumping here to the upside? Let's go here onto the 1 hour. I just want to see what is cooking here with BTC. Ooh, man, oh man. Right? We had the pump here to the upside. We actually spoke about the structure when I analyzed the price of Bitcoin here on the lower time frames, where I said, guys, the low could be in because of this structure that only tapped the 786, and I can count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this is potentially 1, 2, 3, or this is A, B, C. But I mean, so far, nice amount of volume. And what I would like to see inside of this structure, okay, let's go to the 5-minute time frame. Let me show you guys, because I actually traded this scenario not so long ago. I actually traded the exact same scenario not too long ago. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I can count 5 waves in this structure. ABC that tapped the 786. So this is a 1, 2. This is most likely a 3 with high amount of volume, as usually in your third wave. Now you wait. Now you wait for the consolidation, because guess what comes after a fourth wave? Guess what comes after a fourth wave? Okay, you claim the high again. Right, so there's potentially another trading setup around the corner on BTC. Okay, the invalidation for the scenario is you take a fib from the low to the high, and what you would like to see is that it needs to find support between the 382 and the 50%. Okay, as long as price chops over here and chops over here in this zone, it's great. You could still have that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then we have a beautiful 5-way structure to the upside. And boy, oh boy, this corrective structure is going to be juicy. But regardless, there's a nice little scalp trade here on the cards, potentially. But I would like the fourth wave to still continue for a little while, because you want the fourth wave to be longer than this corrective structure. The same length or a little bit longer. Okay, if price taps the 0.618, if it continues to fall and it taps the 0.618, it is A, B, C, it's done, and you're most likely going down. Okay, that's my invalidation. Right, so just a little bit of scalping stuff over here, Legends. So I mean, we have just tapped the 0.382. Potentially we could get a little bit of a reaction. Let's see how price reacts. 50% needs to hold as the maximum target. If you're speculating on a 1, 2, 3, 4, it needs to hold the 50%. Fourth wave is not allowed to lose the 50% and tap the 0.618. If price tanks here to the downside, it's not going to look great. Okay, then you're most probably, it's an ABC, which can take the low. Okay, right, it's not what you want to see from a scalping perspective. So I would like price to slow down, find some support. What you could also do is wait for the trend to form. It's still very fresh. It's just very fresh at the moment. There's nothing to do just as yet. Okay, you have to be patient with this little bad boy over here. Right, but anyways, whoever got into the short SFP from the high, look at this, SFP from the high, beautiful over here. Man, just want to check something. Oh, look at how beautiful your SFP here from the 786. Okay, we obviously smashed that point of control like it didn't even exist. Want to see that point of control was at the 50% Fibonacci. Yes, so I mean, it has a chance. Okay, that point of control at the 50% Fibonacci over here is now going to act as support. So I wouldn't be surprised to get a bounce right now, to get a bounce. If you lose the point of control over here, you're most likely going to fall down. Okay, because this can be an A, B, C, where you have now formed a B. Let me zoom out and show you guys what I'm seeing over here. If price falls down from where it is right now and it does not find support at the naked point of control, then, ladies and gentlemen, okay, if you caught this short, okay, you've already hit TP1. Remember, you short resistance and you take profits at support. So you should have already taken profits, but you could potentially leave some of that position open because it has the potential to come and claim the lows. And why do I say that? If price taps the 0.618, like I've just highlighted, when you take a fib from this low to the high and it taps that 0.618, you increase the probabilities that this is an A, this is a three-wave structure in a B, and you are going to form a C wave to the downside. A, B, C. So this trade could turn into an epic short here to the downside to even come and claim these lows, and then I'll be looking for a long opportunity over here. Because once you formed an ABC, okay, I look for longs again, back to the upside. That's how I long and short the market. Okay. Right. Legends, I want to keep this a little bit of a shorter live stream because I've got other things to do, and I also want to do another live stream during the weekend. Okay, so I wanted to keep this live stream a little bit shorter. I unfortunately don't have more time to run through more altcoins. I realize it actually takes long. So what I want to maybe do is over the weekend, I want to do a live stream on Saturday or Sunday where I focus predominantly on altcoins, and we can give Bitcoin a little bit of a break, and we can focus a little bit more on altcoins. Okay, and we can do the session half. I will go through my list. I will continue my list, and so maybe for an hour I will continue my list, and then for the next hour I will only take altcoin requests from the community. Okay, but I want to do a proper altcoin marathon where we can go and look at all the juicy altcoins. I mean, ETH breaking out. Yeah. Right, legends, remember to smash up the like. Also, all of these beautiful altcoins that I'm doing technical analysis on here can be traded on weeks. First link down in the description where you get 50% discount on your trading fees. Legends, have yourselves an amazing... I know there's more altcoin requests. I will get through them on the weekend. I have unfortunately run out of time. So legends, have yourselves an amazing weekend. I will see you guys in the next one. Cheers for now. Dun, 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 dun.